Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Ritae here on X. Now they do have a Pixiv, it's linked over here on their X page or Twitter page. So I think I found their work first through this space, which I saw on my feed. I just thought it was, it was very cute. It's a bunch of girls with like a one-piece sort of animal thing. Jacket, pajamas, one piece. So this one's more of a shark. This one's like a mouse. Maybe they're based on a game or something. I'm not sure if it's like a fan art thing or if it's an original concept. This one is like a tiger. Oh, there you go. And this one's a panda. Bye. Pretty cute. Yeah, very cute. And I like how they're very rendered. Right? From afar, they look kind of simple just because the shadows are so well placed. But if you zoom in, you can tell that they did spend a little more time fleshing out the shadows. Nice feet too. Very demure. Very well kept. And they're kind of realistic actually. And you contrast that with the face, it's definitely way more stylized. So they do pay attention to the foot anatomy, I guess. But if you look at the shadows, it's like, it's mainly just two values, one side in light, one side in shadow. It's not too detailed. Most of the shadows is going to be like in between the freaking toes. But that's it. It's not that, even this hand is pretty cool. Yeah. Their hands, their feet, definitely a lot more realistic than the face. The face is definitely a lot more anime-esque. Really like that. Pretty cool. It's just so they're able to capture the folds pretty well too. Well, I like doing this, putting my hands together whenever there's like a set of like this like full pocket that goes from one side to the other. And I like holding my hands on the inside. Very warm, very cozy. I want a one piece too, but I want it to be like fleece or something, kind of thick, and I want to just sleep inside it. Right? This one's kind of shy. You can tell by the pose. This chick is the more confident one, I guess. This one's more upbeat, more proactive, and this one's more of the loner, the doomer chick. The gooner chick, maybe. Anyway, aside from that, or these awesome like drawings, paintings, illustrations, I was actually fascinated by like these two posts. Right? I mean, look at the amount of work. Let me just see the context here. So May drawing practice. So in the month of May, these were the amount of drawings they did. Let me see. I want to see the other one too. Practice, I'm not sure, it's in March, so I'm guessing their drawings or studies in March. Let me just zoom in on this guy. I do recommend you zoom in so you can really see the amount of drawings. Duck, this guy did, or chick, who knows. That's a lot of drawings. And I feel kind of bad for myself because it shows you that maybe you're just not putting in the work, And whenever I see stuff like this, it's sort of it's a reflection of what you're not doing, or maybe you are doing. So good for you. But I think right now, when you're looking at these drawings, I think a good chunk of you would be like, "Oh fuck, am I even trying as hard?" Probably not. So hopefully this guy serves, because the thing we see are stuff like these, right? Where it's so like well done. Very finished, very like oof, wow, right? But what you don't see is all of this, all the drawings you have to do, right? Different poses, some colored, right? Practicing hands. There's a reason why their hands look good. I'm sure there's a bunch of feet here. Even the faces, very anime-esque, obviously. It's another thing. some silhouette studies, but in this case, they're just focusing on the outer line for the whole thing, right? Pretty interesting kind of study here. Some nice foot shots. There you go. Nice hands. Damn. Most of it is line work. Most of it is about contours. There is some shadow work here too, where there's some values. Studying composition a little bit as well. These ones a lot more rendered. Some armpit. What's here? Some facial expressions maybe. And obviously some hair drawings along with those faces. So they're pretty much doing the whole thing. More hand stuff. Damn, lots of work here. Let me open this one too. And this guy. This chick. And then before we go with the full illustrations, let's focus on this process video here. So it's a time lapse of this piece at the top. Let me just see the full piece, right? So how long, or what's the process for creating this specific illustration? Let me just go back. Okay, so line work. Lots of like redraws. And that's the thing that's kind of interesting because it feels like a waste of time to like draw this thing or the same thing again, even if it's like a minor change. But for some people, some artists, that's just how they work. They don't feel good when they're not confident with their final drawing. But once you're done, then you can lock in on rendering the thing. So I'm guessing it's you have to zoom in though when you do this kind of thing, because there's so many subtle things you have to consider. Right now, the only thing you're seeing is the recorded brushstrokes. So I'm guessing they're using Clip Studio Paint for this piece, or for most of the work maybe. But yeah, all of those bits of lighting, bits of details. Damn, pretty cool. I like it. This chick too is kind of cool. This one almost looks kind of 3D, just because of how clean the rendering is, or how smooth. So we have a pull check. Oh wow. So they did blur the background. I do recommend you head over to their X page, Twitter page, just because you can zoom in. Even the back parts of their head is kind of blurred, so it gives you that camera effect, or the camera focus effect. I think it works for illustrations like these where you have a legit background. If you look at their brushwork, it's very clean. You don't see a lot of brush variety. And this is like the typical types of renderings you would see in like Pixiv, any kind of anime adjacent stuff. And they're very good with capturing like the subtle gradients of the body. Like you don't see any harsh, sharp shapes. It's all like smooth. Wow. Pretty cool. Right? So we do see a little bit of line work still showing, but it's not black. It sort of blends with the color of wherever it is. Well, maybe in some parts of the chin, seeing it now. But I'm guessing the line work is on its own layer, and then they color it appropriately. You know, by locking the pixels, or by using like a clipping layer or something. Pretty cool. You know, I would recommend the work of maybe HxxG maybe, or I think it's the name HxxG. Hopefully I'm right. But yeah, let's zoom in here. Interesting. You could have used like a mixer brush or a blur tool, but they kind of go at things manually, because when you zoom out, you won't even, like, it's harder to see. It looks super smooth, but when you zoom in, you do see that overlaying strokes. right? With that round brush, and that round brush has some opacity in it. But again, you don't want to maybe overdo it. You want to have, or you can do it, just make sure you have other areas where it's kind of like this, where it's pretty much like an empty space. So it's serving as an area of rest. So it contrasts like this empty spot contrasts these areas where it's a bit more, where you can see more detail or more brushstrokes. Because if you have so many brushstrokes, I think it can make your piece look a bit muddy. So balancing both, having a bit of both, equalizing and contrasting it, I think is something to consider. I like the nails. And I've noticed this too, they tend to add like highlights for the body, like in anime art. Usually, you know, the breasts, legs. It's not like for like oil. They're not oiled up. It's just like they look freshly bathed, or like they just took a shower or something. Wait, is someone praying? That is a goddess, I guess. Jesus Christ. And now she's like looking at you with disgust. Look at how simple that mouth is. It's just it's line, no shading, nothing at all. No indication of a bottom lip. It's like just that line. And the nose is so like pointy and simplified. Again, contrast the way the face is drawn to the way the hand is drawn. This one is much more realistic. Nice hair too. Again, they're blurring the edge of that back of the head and these like ring things, halo things. I'm guessing it's fan art for a game. Who knows? So cute. I do see a bit of a noise texture too, added in the end. Even in this zoomed in view, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. If you just take a second look. And even the gradients, like if you look at the hair, yeah, it's blue, but it's different kinds of blues. You have like a purplish blue here, or it's like purple pink and goes to like a bluer sky blue in the other side. Oh wow, look at the way this building was drawn. Just a round brush to indicate those lights. Perfect. Same thing here, look at that. Cool. Bye. So I think we'll end with this powerful piece. Oh, she's wearing heels so we can't see any feet, but it's okay. Like even these subtle bits of fat, like how do you draw? How do you... You have to be observant. Zooming in, you'll notice something about the lines are a bit imperfect. Kind of scratchy a little bit. Zoomed out, impossible to see. Zoomed in. So I'm guessing that when they draw these, it's a very big canvas size. And then when they draw, they're like zoomed in. Probably even more zoomed in than this view we have right now. But look at these overlaying strokes here for this latex sort of texture. Right? You can see like the opacity being overlaid on top of one another. And you contrast that with this part here with the leggings where it's super smooth. Some part where you see the overlaying strokes again. Smooth. Some strokes here for some highlights, or it's you will notice this texture when it comes to like these leggings or stockings. Some fold indications here, right? But again, it's that contrast of like empty space and then these like overlaying strokes. Empty space, lots of strokes again. Empty space, strokes. Pretty cool. Let's go up a bit. Oh, there you go. Yeah, when you zoom in the skin, it's not just like a skin tone. Like I see a bit of yellow here, a bit of pinks on the other side. I remember seeing this artist. I forgot her name. Whale, or maybe it's her like saying or her introduction, but I forgot her actual name. She tends to Sorry. I remember she placed like a texture after she was done painting, doing something like this. It's some kind of color thing. It's like a filter that adds a bit of color, and it varies up the hues very subtly all throughout the piece. And at first I was like why do that? But once she applied that filter or that texture over her whole sort of thing, it made definitely the skin, or the whole illustration really, but it made the skin definitely a lot more like realistic. And I think it introduced a bunch of little subtle hues. Again, I do recommend to zoom in because you can really see it here. And I think that helps. Wait, you know what? Even from this view, I can kind of see it. But it's a nice thing to add. The eyebrows are kind of thin, and they tend to add like these lines to indicate that blushing sort of look. The mouth is the same, no kind of underlip. It's focused more on the line separating the lower lip from the upper lip, and that's it. And look at that nose. It's just like a simple dot with like a bit of a shadow there, but that's it. And then the eyes are like the most detailed part of the face. I'm guessing it's fan art. Sometimes I get these things mixed up, like Azure Lane, Zenton Zero, something. I think they're games. And they look fun, but I just don't have like... I don't know. Not the time, but I never got... Maybe one day when I'm more secure. And then I can enjoy myself a bit more, but... Right now, it's about art and content, so there you go. For illustrations like these, I think it would be... I would consider this like a project in itself, because you have to layer things. And even before you start layering things, you need to have like a solid drawing. So that may take a bunch of like tries, retries. And then once you have that, then you add in the flats, you render each part appropriately. It takes a lot of work to do this, but... Oh, another artist I would recommend who does this kind of really large kinds of work. Where it's kind of like very anime-esque. Like classical anime art. Dduck Kong? Dduck Kong? It sounds like a weird name, but... I think they changed their name to like Korean. I mean, they are Korean, but they used to have... Or is it Duck or just Duck Kong? Fuck. Duck Kong? Oh, it's over. Let me just search their name quickly. Duck. Oh, it's, yeah. Duck Kong. Copy. Let me just paste her name in. And the other guy's name is HxxG. I believe they're also either Korean or Japanese. HX. Yeah. Or Cheon198. Cheon sounds Korean. 198. So I do recommend those two artists as well, because they have this sort of work that their brushwork may not be as like crazy. They rely on very simple tools, but the illustrations they make, how big it is, how detailed, and how smooth everything looks, it's just very impressive. I'm sure there's more. I'm trying to think of a few, but I can't. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I'll see you in the... Let me just zoom in here. Next one. Bye.